Hi friends, I am Nirmal and today we discuss about the health and safety promotion law of legal environment. So health and safety promotion law ensures that every single employer takes the responsibility of the health and safety of the employees during the time at the workplace. The employer needs to make sure that during the work all the employees are provided with proper and relevant safety measures. Health and Safety Promotion Law, the National Policy on Safety, Health and Environment at Workplace, details the position of the Indian government regarding the health and safety concern of the workers. India has the few important pieces of central acts governing the health and safety of the employees. So the Fatal Accident Act 1855 governs the compensation paid to the relatives of the deceased in case of an accidental death. The Factories Act 1948 protects the laborers in factories. The Mines Act 1952 regulates the safety of laborers in mines. The Dock Workers Safety, Health and Welfare Act 1986 inspect the safety, health and welfare of dock workers. Apart from all these, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020 intends to regulate the occupational safety, health and working conditions of employees. More composite details regarding the health and safety promotions laws in India can found out here. So contract laws. Contract governs every aspects of business arrangements. Contract laws allows standardizations of contracts setting out the rights of obligations of the government, while laws relating to contract of sales sets the legal framework out for exchange of goods. The laws which deals with delivery of goods. Contract laws also include laws relating to business partnerships. Contract laws in India, the sole law governing the contracts in India is Indian Contract Act 1972. The law governing exchange of goods is the Sale of Goods Act 1930, and the Partnership Act 1932 defines the law relating to the business partnerships. Laws on consumer protections. Consumer protection laws include a variety of laws and organizations formed to protect the rights of the consumers as well as to ensure fair trade practices, competitions and accurate product informations in the marketplace. It is the right of the consumers to be protected from all the unfair means and adulterations of business. Consumer protection law ensures that a consumer gets a product without any manufacturing defects or faults. Consumer laws cover major factors like warranty, prohibits false or misleading advertisement. Government organizations need to take into considerations that they can not provide defective goods or mislead the consumers about the product through false or misleading achievements. So warranty. Under consumer protection law, consumer goods come with a warranty from the manufacturer. Warranty means the written guarantee provided by the manufacturer or the seller giving assurance to the longevity and the quality of the product up to a certain period of time. If the product does not last as promised, it is the duty to manufacturer or the seller to either replace or repair it free of cost. Warranty also cover any defects in the goods up to a certain time. Now, false and misleading advertisement. Consumer law strictly regulates false or misleading advertisements. Manufacturers cannot falsely represent or mislead the consumers in terms of price and characteristics of the product through advertisement. Because of the consumer law, they have to provide valid information in terms of advertisement. Consumer protection laws in India. The government protects the right of the consumers from any exploitations through the proper implementation of the Consumer Protection Law. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 is one of the major acts to protect the interest of consumers, and the establish consumer forums in district, state and national level to address and redress consumers disputes. Apart from that, the Standard of Weights and Measures Act 1976 regulates weight and measures in any goods. The Essential Commodities Act, that is 1955, and Prevention of Blackmarketing and Maintenance of Supplies of Essential Commodities Act, that is 1980, are the two acts that deals with regulation of essential commodities, especially food crops. Apart from the mentioned acts, India also has a number of acts and regulation regarding consumer protection which can be accessed from the official website of the Ministry of Consumer Forums, Foods and Public Distributions. Now we discuss about the intellectual property laws. Intellectual property laws deals with the laws to ensure or to secure and enforce the legal rights to prevention, design and artistic works. The intellectual property law provides an opportunity to protect the unique ideas and inventions in a business, so that no one except the creator or the owner can imitate or produce it. As a result, it helps to recognize the hard work behind an innovation of competitive advantage as well. Intellectual property is especially important in case of branding and advertisement of any product. Laws relating to trademarks, copyrights and patents fall under the category of intellectual property law. Intellectual property laws in India. Intellectual property laws right in India are governed by the following acts. Trademarks Act 1999, 1999, the Patents Act 1970, the Copyright Act 1957, impacts of legal environment on business. A stable legal environment is an indispensable factor for any business to flourish. The laws, rules and regulations by the government form the legal government of any business. The impact of legal government on business are as follows. Taxation on the business by the government is one of the regulatory measures which determines the course of the business. Higher rate of taxations will impact the business negatively, while a low taxation rate helps the business to earn more profit. The proper legal environment helps to promote economic growth. The taxation imposed by the government and other regulatory measures helps in promoting economic growth. These also protect the rights of the consumers and saves them from exploitations and other illegal factors. Legal environment directs and businesses to protect the rights of consumers from any exploitations, unfair means and fraud. It determines the rate of success of any business. Legal environment includes some regulatory activities such as limits and restrictions on environmental pollutions, laws regarding employment, regulations and minimum wages laws, regulations relating to the safety and foods and medicines to protect both the consumers as well as the entrepreneurs. Impacts of legal environment on businesses in India. The government of India has formed some strict regulations in connections to selling of certain tobacco or alcoholic products under the Act of the Cigarettes and Other Tobacco Products. Prohibition of Advertisement and Regulations of Trade and Commerce, Productions, Supply and Distribution Act 2003. It also includes the regulations for selling the substitute for mother's milk under the infant milk substitutes, feedings, bottles, and infant foods, Regulation of Productions, Supply and Distribution Act 1992. All of these regulations are mandatory for the manufacturer, advertiser, and sales to follow. Some of the regulations for protecting the interests of the consumer framed by the Indian government is illustrated below. Advertisement of alcoholic beverage at public place is prohibited. Advertisements of cigarette must carry the statutory warning. The warning must also be printed on the packets and cigarettes. Advertisements and packets of tobacco products and products like pan masala must also carry a statutory warning. So advertisement and packets of baby food and substitute foods for mother's milk must necessarily inform the potential buyers that mother's milk is the best, and as laid down in section 6A of the Act, government regulations by legislations and policies governing legal environment in a democratic country with the varying public demand and political structure, legislations and public policies are constantly subject to change. Proper scrutinizations of the programs and policies of the ruling government by opposition parties and peer groups is required. Through the direct use of democratic process, large business houses often try to influence the government and public servant so that the newly enacted law helps the business to flourish. The administrative wings of the government is also an integral part of the legal environment since it enacts the laws, rules and regulation. Taxation is one of the important public policies of the government which determines the success of any business. Business activities and related laws. The perform any business activities, it is mandatory to keep the related laws in mind. In a brief, generate insight of the type of laws associated with any particular business activities is mentioned as I mentioned right now. Business activity, establishing business organizations, relevant important laws, companies laws, determining the legal entitles of any business, related acts in India. Companies Act 2013, the Partnership Act 1932, Limited Liabilities Partnership Act, Industries Development and Regulations Act 1951, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Now, Transfer of Property Act 1882, Indian Contract Act 1872, the Environmental Protection Act 1986, the Forest Conservation Act 1980, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, that is 1981, the Copyright Act 1957, the Trademarks Act 1999, the Industrial Disputes Act 1947, the Industrial Disputes Central Rules 1957, the Plantation Labor Act 1951, the Industrial Employment Standing Order Rules 1946, the Industrial Employment Standing Orders Act 1946, the Trade Unions Amendments Act 2001, the Trade Unions Act 1926, the Consumer Protection Act 2019, the Standards of Weights and Measures Act 1976, the Essentials of Commodities Act 1955, the Prevention of Black Marketing and Maintenance of Supplies of Essential Commodities Act 1980, The Competition Act 2002, legal environment of business. India follows a common law system, also known as a precedential legal systems, that is a legal system based on previously recorded judicial precedents. India has a plethora of laws governing the business ecosystems. Ignorance or willful non-compliance of laws can make the business entrepreneurs face legal consequences. A run of business properly in India, a basic knowledge of Companies Act 2013, Industries Development Regulation Act 1951, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, the Factories Act 1948, Trade Union Act 1926, Women's Compensation Act 1923, Competitions Act 2002. So liberation and globalizations in 90s. The economic liberations in India in 1991 is the perfect example how a suitable legal environment helps the business to grow and flourish. The liberalizations and globalizations, even after some negative effects during the 90s, has helped India a lot this regard. These 90s legal, political, economic trends shaped India politics and regulations toward becoming more open to private businesses and enterprises. Some of the individuals including then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao and Finance Minister in his cabinet Dr. Manmohan Singh supported the reformist moves to liberalizations and globalizations. Liberalizations aim toward less strikers regulations in the market for private individuals through delicensing and freeing up licensing controls from the private sector. So globalizations along with economic liberalizations in India, globalizations has also introduced in 1990. It opened up the Indian market to a large number of international brands and also attracted foreign direct investments, that is FDI. These actions in turn strengthened the Indian economy and increased the law of capital, made good quality products availability at comparatively lower prices, etc. So thanks a lot for watching my videos, and please my humble request is please subscribe my channel and like, comment and share also my channel. Thanks for your time for watching my videos. Thanks a lot.